Hello and welcome back to another video on our channel. Today I'm here with the BBC or the BioFrost Build Competition, and I'm here to present you the top 5 Star Wars builds that were done in our first competition, which of course had the theme Star Wars, and it was built during November and December of 2015. And today we're here to look at some of the results and see everything together. So this is kind of the mashup of all the things that have been built that I and Duncan integrated into one thing, so that we have a nice spawn for our flat world. But today we're gonna hop in to the top 5, and at number 5 you're gonna see what has ended up there. And yeah, let's dive in. So at number 5 has ended up this nice little plot, which is kind of like a little area of one of the planets, I suppose, just a random planet, which has a fight scene going on. We've got some X-Wings flying around. They've got a lot of R2-D2s going on as well. One of them actually crashed down, which is looking pretty cool. It's happening as we speak. Part of the X-Wing is still here, part of there, and then it's crashing on and probably gonna explode pretty soon, but still shooting us some laser beams before going out. Then we've got some more X-Wings in action right here, looking really good. And this entire plot was made by Nana. And yeah, we got an I-Wing here as well, but it is being hit and it's probably going down as well, because some parts are already falling off. Probably going to go down just as this scene is happening. And of course this TIE fighter, which is why this I-Wing is going down, is also crashing in with high speed, but it's also been hit by the looks of it, and it's also probably going to crash, maybe even into the I-Wing itself. We never know, because it's all standing still. But this small little plot has ended up at number 5. So yeah, and an honorary mention of course to the droid army of Duncan, but since it is just a very flat and very basic thing, I've decided not to include it in the list. But still, hey, thanks for joining in. And then at number 4. And at number 4 has ended up the Death Star. So this was a quick job by Emil by creating a small scale Death Star, but I still think it looks pretty cool, and you get the idea by looking at it. This is a small version of the Death Star, and there's really not much to say about it other than I quite like it. I like the look of it. And yeah, I wanted to include it into the list, so this is the number 4 for today, the Death Star, done by Emil. Let's go on to number 3. And with number 3 we of course are getting into the top 3 of the best Star Wars builds, and I've decided that I wanted to have this big space build as the number 3, and I'll explain why. Of course the ships are pretty brilliant, but as you can see, this build is mostly just a copying of the set spaceships, and unfortunately there are no enemies they're going up against. If they were, it probably ended up even higher, but still it's a pretty amazing build. Especially the large ship is looking amazing. It's quite good, and yeah, it's definitely worth of a top 3 nomination, and of course the 3rd place isn't bad at all. And yeah, it's looking really great. The skill's pretty good. They've done the inside, but the inside skills doesn't match of course the outside skills, so we won't go into that today. But hey, it still looks really good, and I love the feel that you get from it, especially with the space they've tried to create around it. If you look at it like this, it really looks like they're in space. So good job Lars and Thomas were the 2 builders that worked on this. It looks really good, and I would have liked to see the enemy spaceships coming at them as well, because that would have been really epic to include it in a big space battle. That would have been really epic. But still, it's a great build and definitely worth of the 3rd place. Let's move on to the 2nd place. So the 2nd place again is for Emil, helped a little bit by Mike, and it's the Desert Planet. This is the first build that they started working on in the competition, but it still is one of my favorite just because of the feel of the entire thing. There's this little side piece of a little town, which not much at all, but it's especially this big piece that I really like. I like the spaceship of Boba Fett, of course. It's really good, but also all the other amazing details. Of course, the pit is really great, especially with the little button addition, so you can actually make the Jedi jump yourself, which is really awesome that they added that. And the pit itself just looks really good. Reminds me of the scene in a perfect way. So therefore alone, it would have ended up at a high place. But then they also made the ship, and it looks fabulous. It looks really great. You actually have got Jabba the Hutt here, standing here, and Boba Fett joining him, and the entire thing just looks really good. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I thought it deserved second place. So Emil, great job. Mike, great job helping him, and yeah, it looks really good. Really good. And then the first place is a special one. So the first place goes to Matthijs, and I say Matthijs and not a certain build because Matthijs was so motivated when this project started that he has done multiple things. He started on a giant, I believe he started on the giant Millennium Falcon, then got rid of it because he wanted to do something else. He did something on Endor like this. He made the spaceship Darth Vader lands in, and the landing platform with 2 AT-ATs and 3 AT-STs, and they looked great. And he was going to make the forest around it, but then he changed his mind. He wanted to get rid of it all. I said, don't do that. It would be a shame to get rid of that. And then I helped him out a little bit with Hoth, but he did most of the work because I only did a little bit of the landscape and the trenches. But he did a great job on this. He made the AT-ATs, of course, which we used here. He made the snow speeders. I made the cable. He made AT-ATs, or he used AT-ATs here, which looking really great. And of course, he made these awesome cannons looking out over the battlefield. Again, he made the AT-ATs. Oh, this one still have a bug because they've been copied. But he made this rebel base, which looks freaking good. And then he's made the Millennium Falcon. I mean, come on, Millennium Falcon. You can actually see this is the Millennium Falcon right away. So that deserves big credits, of course. More snow speeders here and some rooms that actually used by the rebels. But still, this build is so amazing, and this is the real Star Wars feeling to me. So therefore, I've decided that he is the definite winner of this competition because he had so much motivation, so much inspiration and ideas for this thing. So he's the winner, and he's been awarded the amazing prize of the Lego Star Wars game on Steam. So he's been enjoying that, I believe, because I've seen him online on the Steam and on the Lego games. So I think he's enjoying the game. But this Hoth build is the #1 entry for the competition because he actually also made Star Destroyers in the air. It's just an amazing build, and he definitely deserves #1 for this. So congratulations, Matthijs, you win the first BioFrost Build Competition, the BBC. And before we announce what's the next one, I will go back to the new spawn location. So there we go, folks, that was it for the first BioFrost Build Competition, and now we know the #1 is Hoth. And I hope you enjoyed this first top 5 results of the build competition. Definitely gonna do another one in 2 months time when the next competition ends. And today I wanted to announce the new team for January and February 2016. The BioFrost Build Competition will be all about Marvel and DC. So all builders will hop into the flat world and will start building something at that theme. And I will be probably showing in about a month's time the process. So what they've got so far. And then of course at the end of the 2 months I will do a top 5 or top 3 builds of the best builds made in the theme. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Check out the rest of our channel, of course. Feel free to leave comments down below with some feedback or anything else. And if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.